Ted.
And we're the Wine Maniacs. And tonight we have a special guest. Daniel is joining us for a tasting, actually a blind tasting, that we're very excited about with 4 different wines. He brought 2, we each brought 1. And we're going to use the Bacchus Box, which is a game that's developed by Ted. So we're very excited. Ted, take it away.
Okay, well first let me give you an idea of what the kit contains. So you're going to get 6 charm bags, each containing 6 charms. You're going to get 36 wine charms numbered 1 through 6. You're going to get 36 voting discs in the color of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. You're going to get a bag containing toppers. The kit also contains instructions, so you'll know exactly how to do the tasting kit yourself. You've also got tips, so you'll have things like on one side, tasting tips, and on the other side, it'll give you things like what are the particular smells of berries or tree fruit or tropical or spice, etc. So this can help you sort of tone up your nose. Also in the kit are 6 wine bags. So now here's the setup. You're going to need a glass for every person and every wine. We have got 4 wines and 3 people, so we're going to need 12 glasses. It doesn't matter if the glasses are identical. What you do want is for each person to have the same glass, so no one wine is given an advantage over another. But if you'll notice, Terry's are a little bit different than ours. That's completely fine. Use what you have, or get your friends to bring their own glasses. If you're going to be doing the tasting, you'll want to send out an invitation to let the tasters know exactly what they're going to be tasting. It may be your favorite Best Buy Cabernet, or it might be a Chianti Classico from 2018. So that's totally your call. If it's white wine, make sure the wines are chilled before the guests arrive. And don't include sweet wines. A sweet wine will throw the tasting off. So you want to make sure you do all sweet wines or all dry wines. In our case, we're doing wines from California. We did set a price limit, I think between $20 and $30. When the people arrived, when our guests arrived, when Daniel arrived, basically all you want to do is remove any identifying marks. So everybody took the capsules off, took the corks out, and then bagged the bottles in the provided wine bags. So the wines are now completely covered. I didn't watch what Daniel brought, so I don't know the wine that he brought, because it needs to be a surprise. That's kind of the fun of it. Now that the wines have been bagged, they've been sort of mixed up, I'm going to get Daniel to take, since we're doing 4 wines, we're going to use red, orange, yellow, and green. The toppers match the charms. So Daniel, if you would take the toppers over there and just drop them randomly in the bottles. All right. Now, while he's doing that, I'll give you some just other little setup-y things. So we've got coffee here in case your nose gets tired. We've got some bread in case your palate gets tired. Water is also always a great idea because you just need to, sometimes you just need a little break. And you got to, drink a little water or something.
Yeah, and so you have, it's actually 6 toppers, so you could have 6 people bring 6 wines.
Right.
Okay.
So you need 36, in that case you need 36 glasses.
Okay.
6 is about as much as you want to taste in a sitting.
Yeah.
So now what Daniel's going to do is take the wine that had the red topper and he's going to pour it in the glass with the red charm. You want to give a taster's pour, that's perfect. You want to give yourself room so that you can swirl the wine in the glass, kind of run it up the sides of the glass. You want to look at the wine, obviously, look at the color, and you want to compare the colors of the wine. Everything that you see, smell, taste, right on your provided tasting sheet. And usually they say look at the wine first, then smell the wine, and then taste the wine. You can do it in whatever order you want to. You don't have to go red, orange, yellow, green. You can start with green. One tasting. Everybody started at the same one. We all started at red and ended up at purple. By the time we got to purple, it was, I love this wine. This purple is my favorite.
So you gotta be careful with your pour. The point of that is be careful with your pours.
Yes. Yeah, and that's why it's also kind of fun to have somebody start at the end and work backwards, or however you like to do it.
Yeah. And I think you said, I was reading the testing tips on here, and that's important, and that's why we have this light colored tablecloth.
Exactly. Oh, good point.
Yes, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit, so you can see the edges and the density and the viscous, all that stuff.
So
leave the room.
it's not my stomach.
That's Lily.
It's Lily.
Yes.
Hey, Lily.
Daniel, you do such a nice job with that.
It's almost like you worked in the industry.
Back in the day, a couple strong pours in there.
Well, that's okay.
I noticed I didn't get any. I'm just saying. So, I think, Ted, what's so nice about the game, excuse me, is that it comes in this beautiful, the wood is actually
Rosewood.
rosewood.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes in this beautiful box and it slides open and everything fits so nicely in there.
Yep.
So it's, we're going to be offering these soon. So we hope that you'll, everything fits so nicely in there. So it makes a great, it's just a fun thing, but it's a great gift or just a great way to break the ice with company sometimes.
And it's, the thing that I love about this is because people are bringing sort of random wines, I'll try wines that I may never thought about buying. And then it may end up being one of my favorites.
Right.
So now we just start. So let's do the first one together just because it's kind of fun to talk about a wine. Except I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do exactly what I just said not to do.
Oh, you're going to smell. You're going to smell first. Interesting. So, yeah.
Cleanse up.
I know.
So one of the things they say about our nose, but our noses tire very, very fast. So we can usually lose the scent quite quickly. All you have to do is smell something different. So that's why the coffee is here. You can smell it, it sort of cleanses your nose, and you can go back to tasting. Okay, so one thing about dogs, dogs having the incredible power of scent. Bye, Lily.
We'll see you in a minute.
They have an incredible sense of smell. Our sense of smell is pretty good, but our nose tires fairly quickly. So all you do is you smell something different. That's what the coffee grounds are for. If you just take a whiff, it kind of recharges your nose and you're able to go back and smell things. Also about smelling a wine, you try to inhale for about 10 seconds and really notice the smell from about 2 seconds to 8 seconds. And really think about, those of you that are great cooks, you're going to be great wine tasters because you're going to have this great vocabulary of scents and smells. I remember I tasted with a friend and she said, I smell coriander. And I went, oh, I do too. I don't know what coriander smells like. Ooh, that smells good.
But what's so great about this, on the back of this that every guest gets, it gives you oak and toasty with a line of several different choices. Some of the fruit and floral, if you're struggling, so it's for example, berries, blackberries, blueberries, cassis, cherries, sour cherries, cola, so forth. So it gives you, you say, oh, that's what I'm smelling when if you're struggling trying to find that particular smell.
And listen to what other people say, because sometimes they can nail something, you'll go, that's it.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, I gotta tell you, I think red, very fruit forward, grapey almost. So I'm gonna write that down under smell.
Blackberry, dark berries.
Dark berries.
Cherry.
I'm not getting a lot of spice or earth.
A little bit. So I'm gonna have to check my chart. Daniel, does that help you? Does that help you? Or
Oh
you
yeah,
just
for
do
sure,
that?
for sure.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of the oaky toasty. You're not getting any spice at all? That's surprising.
Let me try again.
Are we just doing smell for the time being?
You
or
can
we do-
actually, it's totally your call. You
Okay.
can do it however you want to do it. I really like comparison smelling. Kind of smell one right after the other. And looking, so a lot of times when you look at a wine, what you're looking for, obviously you're looking at the color of the wine. You can tell a wine's age by the color. Wines tend to grow more brick color as they age. Red wines, that is. White wines tend to get more golden. So both red wines and white wines are working towards brown. But you can typically look at a wine and get an idea of its age when you look at the color. What spice are you, in red, what spice are you getting? Maybe some pepper?
Slight.
Now, on orange, I'm getting pepper.
Oh, orange. You already made on the orange.
Yeah, sorry. I haven't
So we don't
tasted it
have to-
yet.
So you can kind of just, you go your own way.
Go your own speed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need, well,
Have you tasted anything yet?
just this.
Okay.
Yeah. I messed up my sheet.
Wait, there's always more.
Wow. Wow, that's,
Mouthful.
wow. So that's the hard part of it for me. 'Cause I almost like
Oh, I
to
like that nose.
Mhm. Hmm.
Now, another thing that I do, if I really like something, I'll put a little plus on here, just because I know I really like that aroma.
Right, and we talked about the bread to clean your palate.
Mhm.
But you can use oyster crackers, saltine crackers, any kind of bland crackers,
Mhm.
just to get that the last taste out, so you can be ready for
Exactly.
the new
And
taste.
I also read macadamia nuts are great.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I never have heard
That the fats in the nut are really good about cleansing the alcohol.
Holy cow.
I like
This
this
is gonna
nose
be
too.
hard. This is gonna be hard.
They're similar, aren't they? Kind of similar, aren't they? They're not radically
Except
different.
for
That one,
orange
is that the
to
difference?
me, 'cause that's gonna get so hard. So I'm not knowing. Daniel, are you recognizing the ones you brought?
Not at all.
And are you recognizing ours?
No.
Me neither.
And that's what's so fun about this. I think that's one of those things that helps you start to differentiate and figure out what it is that you love in a wine when you go to a store. And I like to go to boutique stores.
Smaller wine shops
Smaller
are fun.
wine shops,
Yeah.
they tend to know. Well, no, I mean, a lot of wine shops know a lot about wines, but when you get to a smaller boutique, they have less wines, easier to keep up with.
Exactly. And especially if you go to, here's my rule of thumb. If you look at a wine and somebody says, I got a better wine at a cheaper price, I trust that
Whoa.
person because they're not trying to oversell you and they can give you, a great bottle of wine. And I would go back there and ask their opinion. Once they kind of learn your palate, they'll know how to make recommendations just for you.
Well, I have to say, everybody's choice is great.
Yeah, so far
This
so
is a
good.
hard one. This is a hard one.
Oh, another little tip: don't wear a lot of cologne at a wine tasting.
Oh yeah.
So should I have a piece of bread before I change wines?
I
Is that the
yeah,
idea?
between tastes I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. Drink a little water. See, I've already gone down and tasted everything, but that's the way I do it. So I think it really does what works for you.
Right.
Because I have a hard time going back and remembering. Sometimes if I just go, boom.
I'm having a hard time with green.
In what way?
The nose I'm getting is something a little green, there's a little herby. I mean, I'm getting the dark fruit and that stuff, but there's like a little background of something green in it. Maybe something unripe. No?
It's almost like a faint eucalypt.
Okay.
Just kind of, it's an interesting, I don't know,
Okay, this is
very different from the orange.
Okay, now I can put my glasses back on. All right, I'm gonna start with green. Wow. Okay, that is sweeter than I thought it was gonna be.
Yes.
Not a dessert sweet, but sweet,
Okay.
sweet-ish.
So do we do first, second, third, and fourth place?
Yes.
Okay.
So you'll rank the wines under my rank,
Oh.
and then first, second, third, and fourth. Oh,
Well, that's floral, but yellow to me.
well, I like that.
It's very fruitful.
Okay.
This is.
Yes, good or no?
Just dry
Oh, really?
to me.
Did you try this?
Yes.
Did you think it's sweet?
I thought it was, this is one that has
Sweet-ish?
that eucalyptus-y kind of, like you say, it's like an herbal, sort of a sweet, kind of sweet.
I mean, like on the beanie cut, I'd give it a 4.
I don't think I would. The Beanie Code is another system developed by Ted. and we talk about
Shameless
that.
plug.
We do talk about that in some of our previous videos. So I hope you'll take a minute and go back and look and follow us on YouTube and on TikTok. But we do talk about, for us, it's important to understand what's in a glass of wine, and that way we can make determinations about what to pair with it. Or
Right.
is this just a good wine to sit around and drink with your friends at night and chat,
Right.
or is this really needs a good steak? This really needs an Italian pasta. So the Beanie Code is great for that because it helps you develop your palate.
That's the thing. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, so
That's
on the Beanie Code, you
yes.
said, okay.
Yeah. So anything that makes you slow down. I know Americans, not just Americans, anybody is guilty. If you really like a wine, down it goes, you know. It doesn't even go past your nose. It just whoop and it's down. But you get about 85% of your enjoyment of wine through your nose, because your wine can smell so many things. Your nose can smell so many things, and your tongue only tastes 5 or 6. So really smell and see what you can pick out, and you can really pick up on some beautiful differences. Plus, and so what Terry's doing right there. Sometimes if you're having a little trouble with a wine picking out a particular smell, cover it and really give it a shake.
Oh, I'm gonna give that a try.
Yeah, it helps. But if there's any faults in the wine, it will also emphasize the flaws.
Wow, that totally changed on yellow to me.
In a good way?
Yes, that's a game changer right there. In terms of scent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go. I drink the least of the wine I really like and the wine I really hate. And I drink the most of the ones in the middle that I'm trying to figure out.
So explain something being tannic, really tannic.
So tannins are, they're from the skins and seeds of the grapes.
Yeah.
And they will dry out the inside of your mouth.
Okay.
But they're also preservatives. So some of the greatest wines in the world will have heavy duty tannins. They enable the wine to absorb oxygen without aging it quickly.
Okay.
So okay, I think I know.
Okay. I think I'm ready to vote.
Oh boy, I got a little more to go.
Okay, take your time because I've got something I can do. It's crazy.
Okay, I'm ready too.
Oh wow,
And they change, don't they? They change over time. So what you kind of detected at first, they tend to open, and as wines get warmer, they get more volatile, so you can smell more.
And you told me, if you taste going this way and you turn around and taste going this way,
Yes.
It's going to be a different experience.
You will taste, if you take a sip of a wine and immediately take a sip of another wine, you'll taste the differences in the second wine. You'll be able to tell if it's sweeter, more acidic, more tannin.
Well, I'm going to try that because you felt like green was sweet.
I felt green was sweet.
Okay, I'm going to try that. So if I drink this first, if I drink yellow first and go green.
Yeah,
then
and I'll
you're
do the
saying
same.
okay.
This should
All right.
taste sweet.
It feels slightly sweet, but not overly sweet. You think it's
To me,
sweet? Okay.
yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't call it a sweet wine. We might call it an off dry wine.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it is loaded with fruit.
Boy, is it.
Mhm.
Boy, is it. I mean, a lot of these are fruit forward
Mm-hmm.
to me. But, yeah, but being oaked, as
Yes.
you know, I love oaked wines. So this is my wheelhouse. And I know it the minute I taste it.
That this is something you love.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the grapes that we contributed,
Right.
but we don't know the grapes that Daniel contributed.
Right now, I can't wait.
You
Alright,
ready?
I've got a good baseline. Let me go back to front,
Absolutely.
and then I'll be ready. I think.
Take your time. So good to know. Daniel's a new father, so
Oh,
you
that's
probably
right.
do need a glass of wine or two.
Yes.
I know your wife does. But yes, it's an exciting time in his life. So we're happy to have him with us tonight.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm glad.
Yes, 'cause
I'm glad you could make it.
he's a busy fella.
We're glad we could give you some wine.
I'm glad too.
Mm. Okay, so
No.
I'm going to explain the voting procedure.
Oh,
So our friends out there know.
okay.
So we've given everybody the voting discs that match the color on your wine charms. So we have red, orange, yellow, and green. These bags are also numbered. So this bag is bag 1. We have bag 2. So all of the number 2 charms. So Terry is taster 1, so all of her charms will go back in this bag when we put the bag up. I'm taster 3, so all of mine will go in this bag when we put the kit back up. But these bags do double purpose. So what we do is, this is how you will vote. I will get the bag marked 4, and I will tell you, take these in your hand so that nobody can see them, because this is kind of the fun part. And I'll say, put your 4th place, the color of your 4th place wine in
Okay.
the bag marked 4.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, do them one at a time, because no matter how people complain or roll their eyes, now we can do more than 1, we can do more than 2, it gets gummed up and somebody doesn't know where you are. So one at a time, especially after 4 glasses of wine. So I'm putting my 4th,
Your 4th choice here.
yep, ding. Oops, I guess I
So
shouldn't do
this
that.
is 4. Okay. Okay. When you're ready, no hurry.
This is an hour-long show, though.
So we're new at this. Can you tell?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was taught. That when you smell the wine, a great way to smell the wine is smell it absolutely still, because that's going to give your lightest aromas. Then swirl it and smell it, and then cover it and smell it. And then at the end, I'm going to finish this, hold on. At the end, if you finish your glass, go back and smell the glass. Oak is one of the heaviest molecules, aromas, and oftentimes you'll really pick up the oak when the glass is just about empty.
I'm definitely going to do that. For sure.
And if you don't feel like you have to drink all the wines, I mean,
All right. And what do
Ready?
I do with this?
Okay, so put that here.
Okay.
So now this is your 3rd place wine.
3rd place.
Second place.
2nd place.
It's probably going to be a 4-way tie.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be fun? First. Wait, make sure that's correct. That does say 1 on it, correct?
It does.
Okay. Now, 4th place. So you've got a card that gives you the sort of your score pad. Think of it like you're playing golf. So the wine with the low score is going to win. So I'm going to take the bag that's marked 4. I'm going to dump it out on the table.
Oh my gosh,
So,
that's hysterical.
Red is going to get a 4. Yellow is going to get a 4. Green is going to get a 4. That's amazing. But no orange.
Interesting.
Okay, this is 3.
Third place?
This is 3rd place.
Okay. But we still don't know what the ones are.
Oh,
So
orange.
do you do the big reveal at the end?
Yes, and you reveal worst to first. So orange gets a 3, red gets a 3, green gets a 3. We are clearly all over the place.
Goodness.
You're still working on
I'm
your
still
top
trying.
2?
Yeah, I'm still deciding between my top 2 here.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to, just in case I need
I
that.
think you may need to.
Just revisit your
Revisit.
choices, make sure.
You know, it's interesting. I'd like to know. I'd like to understand why. I always hate to say I don't like a wine because everybody's different. Everybody's
Right.
palate is different.
Right.
But I'm gonna say it. There's one of these wines I don't like,
Wow.
and I don't. It's hitting me wrong. It's just it may be my body chemistry, but it's tasting real metallic-y. I don't know, and so I'm anxious to see where you guys placed it, but and so everybody's body chemistry is different, you know. So there's some things that people are going to like, and for me, it's not a smell thing; it's a real texture thing.
Interesting.
I'm not crazy
I
about.
noticed that. I noticed that in one of the wines as well.
Did you?
But it didn't change the way I felt about the wine. I liked it.
Oops, sorry.
Now I'm curious to know which one it is. So,
Okay.
you feeling good about your choice?
So this is 2, correct? This is 2.
I think I could spend a whole lot more time sorting it out. I think in an environment where you're hanging out and able to discuss them and that sort of thing, it's good to just experience it. And,
Yeah.
you know, so I don't know if I'm feeling good about my choices or not.
I feel personally doing 2 would be a lot easier. You know? You know what I mean?
And white wines are so much easier than red wines.
Oh, really?
Typically, there's less going on, so you don't. I think for your first time doing a Bacchus Box and us doing big California reds, I think that's tough. So
A lot of tannin,
a
like
lot
Yeah.
going on.
grip in the mouth, kind of.
A lot of that, it's big and it's so much fruit to me in it. It's okay. Well,
Are you guys ready for the big reveal?
ready for the big reveal?
Ready?
Okay, Daniel.
What wine?
I'm not telling you.
Or we don't trust this.
Oh, I'm gonna. No, not yet.
Only after we open that
Yep.
bottles.
So in 4th place is wine green.
Green's 4th?
Yep.
Interesting.
It had a 4th place vote, a 3rd place vote, and a 2nd place vote. So
And that's what makes horse races.
I know. Let's just see what this is.
This is our 4th place?
This is 4th place. Somebody gave it 2nd.
Me.
This is J. Lore
You know-
Paso Robles.
I
You
should've
thought-
I should have known that because you know I love this wine.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I gave it.
You put it in 2nd?
Yes, in my 2nd choice.
This is the one
That you didn't.
I
like?
didn't like.
Oh, I'm sorry for him.
But I'm sure it's a beautiful wine.
I gave
I'm
it
sure it's a
2nd. What did you
beautiful.
give it?
3rd.
3rd.
I
4th.
thought I gave it 4.
Oh.
Oh, I definitely gave it 4th.
Oh, in that case, I gave it 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was just.
You were absolutely right. I gave it 3rd. Yep, you're absolutely right. I
Okay.
apologize. You did give it 4th. Okay.
It's not bad by any means. It's,
I don't think it's bad.
I thought out of the bunch, it's hard to,
Yeah.
you know, none of them were bad. It's just, you know,
Get
slight
one
margin.
place,
You know, it was maybe lacked a little bit of complexity compared to some of the others.
Yeah.
It's very sort of classic. Very. I knew it was just super fruit forward, which is not necessarily my my
Your
thing.
wheelhouse.
You know, not quite that pungent, I guess, and like heavy oak, dry, fruit forward, kind of very, very bold. So it makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
That's right up your alley.
Now, have you guys had that before? I know.
Yes.
Well, obviously you have. Have you had it?
Yeah, at some point or another. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think it's just a great standby wine when you, again, that's one of these that's good to sit around with your buddies and sip on and play a game or
Mhm.
chat or.
And I kind of thought that
this.
about. I'm sorry. I thought that about all of these. I thought they're really good, kind of sipping wines, don't you think? I mean, some would be food friendly, but I think you could sit and enjoy them.
To me, this is more of a food friendly kind
Is
of
it?
wine. Well, yeah, because it's you could pair it with something that's like a steak with a mushroom, something going on that's got a little bit of
Earthiness to it, you think?
earthiness to it that would counterbalance the
Yeah.
fruit forward flavor.
Well, I'm gonna have to revisit this because if it may really show off, with the right dish. Okay, there was a tie for second.
I thought we were gonna do third
We
next.
doing third?
We would have, but there's a tie for third, a tie for second. There's a tie.
I see.
The next one is a tie.
Okay.
And these wines each received 8 points. Yellow and red.
Yellow and red tie.
So the winner. I know what the winner is.
Oh.
You're gonna be happy.
And so that's another good point to think about when whoever's doing your pouring, the shape of the bottle can give it away, so you have to be very careful about
Exactly.
that and hold the bottle by the bottom if you know the shape of the bottle.
Right.
If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you have somebody that's not playing the game, they can pour for you. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point because one of the bottles was shaped differently, and when I picked these up, I realized the one left is the one that's shaped differently. So that's why I wanted him to pour. I didn't want to touch the bottles.
Yeah, and because I didn't know what bottle shape you brought. I
Right.
knew what I brought, and I assumed
which
they
is-
were all the same shape.
And just to let you guys know, so I'm writing on this next to last column, I'm writing down the name of the label. So this is J. Lore, and what the place that the group put it in. So I put it in third place, the group put it in fourth place.
Oh, we can each do that. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody.
Oh, overall rank, I see. Okay.
So these two wines are tied. So this is Educated Guess,
Oh,
Napa Valley Cab. So this is red.
that's red.
It- Okay, so tell me about this wine, because I don't know California wines very well, so I don't think I've ever had this.
So I recognize the label. I think I may have had it a long time ago. This is the other one that I brought. So I didn't, I don't remember specifically if I had liked it or not, but I remember having it back in the day. I thought it was, you could smell blackberry, had taste chocolate, medium body, relative amount of spice. That's kind of what I got out of it. I actually ranked this first.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it's not also for my prior comment regarding the J. Lore. It wasn't as fruit forward. I think it was a little more balanced. It's not. It's a little, I would say, medium bodied, which light medium body is probably more my speed.
That's interesting.
Have you had Educated Guess?
I think I've had it. I just don't recall.
I've heard of it for sure.
So this is a 2019, and that's a 2020. So they're both pretty young.
And I mean, this is Paso, and that's Napa.
Yeah.
So warm, cool. So it should be more structured, more have
And
more definition.
that explains the fruit as well.
Exactly. Now
Did you like this?
interestingly, I put this in fourth place,
Oh.
but I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it.
I put it in third. But I was having a hard time with it because I do like it.
I do too. I do too.
I was struggling between that and but I was struggling between your two ones for second and third.
So next, also tied, and so this is yellow, and it got a fourth place vote and 2 second place votes. This is Derby Cabernet Sauvignon, also Paso Robles, 2016. So tell me what you guys thought of this. So this is yellow.
This is floral, fruit forward, dry.
I gave this one a plus right off the bat because it was, to me, it still had a little acid to it, still had a little definition to it, which I like. It's a great nose. It's a great nose.
Well, I think all of them, the noses on these, nothing was offensive.
No.
There was none of that. Sometimes you could get a little funk in there, but nothing here.
Right. No corked
No
wines.
corked wines. I thought the nose on all of these was lovely.
So let me tell you guys a little bit about Derby, small family-owned winery in Paso Robles. We're very fond of those wines. So Terry and I each brought a wine from Derby. This happened to be mine, which means Terry won the tasting. So, but we're just dipping our toe in California wine. So this is one of our first producers from California.
Yeah, this is a 2016. Only 450 cases of this are made, so it's a little more limited.
So
Small family producer.
somebody didn't like it. No, somebody didn't like it.
That was me.
Okay, what were your issues?
I didn't have an issue with it. I just like the others better.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have like you said, I don't like that. I didn't have an I don't like issue with it. It was just that I liked these better.
The other style's better.
And again, we just had dinner, and even though I was
Yes.
trying to cleanse my palate, we had a pretty hefty 4th of July, spicy.
Oh, we
barbecue
did.
chicken
We did.
and different things. So I don't know if that impact this. I don't know.
Yeah, and this was when I was debating between first and second for so long. It was between this and the educated guess. So I was having an issue deciding between the two, and you know, I think really I probably could have gone either way on it. I think this might have a little bit more balance to it. It's got a little bit more earth to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I just slightly edged out with the educated guess, but it was really a toss-up. I was having trouble with between the two at the end.
Yeah.
So these were my top two.
Because sometimes
If I could tie them, I probably would have.
Oh, there you go. So sometimes the gap is huge. You go,
Right.
this one hands down. But a lot of these were like that for me. The margin was so tight.
Yeah.
Well, then let me ask you guys a question. So let's say for somebody who's never done a Bacchus Box or a side-by-side tasting, do you think this kind of tasting where we've really narrowed it down so the differences are relatively small is harder to do than say maybe do old world, new world, get your favorite, so you've got a wide range? Would that sort of help more in the palate?
I think for a novice like myself, if I were going to introduce this to other folks on my level, I would want to start out with the most broad category, and every time that we played the game, every increment tighten it up. And so I would start out with favorite red, and then I would start out with because the other thing is it's really, we have a very similar price point, so very similar set of region, so it really makes it challenging, I think, for a novice to start out on something like this. But definitely if we were starting out like brand new playing, let's do favorite red, or favorite maybe old world, new world is a good next step or first step, but that's the way that I would do it.
I mean, I think this is a tough tasting because I think the wines were all big, they were all good. What are we looking at alcohol wise?
Oh.
So this is 14.5. Derby is 14.
Looking. Oh, cow, where's it?
Well, let's talk about the winner.
Okay, so Terry, this is your wine.
Oh boy.
So Terry brought another Derby selection. Maneater.
Yeah. I think that speaks for itself here.
Yeah, that's right. Well played. This is the alcohol content on this is 14.2. This is Derby Vineyard Zinfandel and Laura's Vineyard Petite Syrah, 5743 Zinfandel Petite Syrah. So this was our winner tonight, and it had a 3rd place vote and 2 first place votes. Where did you put it?
I get first.
Okay, good. Me too.
But I didn't know it was mine.
No.
Oh my gosh.
But why? So why did you put it first? What was it? What was about this wine that you loved?
Well, I mean, the nose, it's like you just want to swim in it. It's just so perfectly lovely. What was the alcohol content?
14. I think
And
that's
the vintage is 2016, so it's a little older.
that's true.
It almost reminds me, the nose almost reminds me of a dessert wine.
Oh.
Like it's very like concentrated, fruit forward kind of nose.
That's kind of Zinfandel,
Yeah.
isn't it? Though, I mean, it's
Amarone.
yeah. But you know when
richness.
and you know when I smelled this, you know what I thought?
What?
1270.
Oh, the wine.
I thought Grenache for some reason.
It was what are the grapes and all these? Did we talk about this already?
I think this is Cabernet Zinfandel Petite Syrah.
Oh, okay.
I love this wine. I put it in
It's
first.
got the right amount of oak. It's got the right amount of spice. It's got the right amount of fruit. It's. And I thought that might be it, but I wasn't positive because it was. It's close.
Yeah, this there's a little bit of earth to this as well, and I ranked this one 3rd predominantly because I thought I wouldn't necessarily choose this as a drinking wine for the fun of it, and I probably wouldn't personally. I would be selective with what I pair it with, I would say.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm not a huge dessert wine guy. This is what I would choose, though, in lieu of a typical dessert wine. This is what I would go towards.
Well, I don't think you can go wrong really with any one of the 4 of these wines. I think they're all great choices.
Okay, so I have a small distribution company called Domaine Wine Distributors in Georgia. So we happen to distribute these 2 Derby wines. So I'm very proud of them. I love these wines, small production. They mean a lot to us. And we've finally dipped our toe in that California pool.
Yes, we did, because otherwise it was all European. But you can
All
get
European.
these in Atlanta, at certain boutique shops in Atlanta area. And these, I believe you can get just about anywhere because they're very popular.
Exactly.
But they're all very good wines.
And if you have a wine that you would like for us to do a Bacchus Box tasting with, please put it in the comments below. We would love to hear from you and know some selections that you'd like for us to try. And we'll put them up against our wines. We'll do a blind tasting.
Absolutely.
And you got to believe us, this is fair, because I don't want to know. I want to be totally blind with what we're tasting. I didn't let Daniel take them out of the bag. I didn't want to know what he brought. That to me is the fun. And so everybody get your favorite if you've got some. So Daniel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Terry, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Like and subscribe.
And ring that bell.
Cheers.